go. General Ian, Saturday. How's it going, man? Did you change anything from last time? You're playing the same list pretty much.
Exact same list.
Exact same list. We got the profit list today, so we know all about that. 3 objectives. Spearhead, first turn. Dark Elder's going first. Set up, everything on the board, nothing in reserve.
Not for your army.
Ian's got everything in reserve, technically, except for these 2 speeders over here. So, what are you going to do, Ian? You going to steal?
Why don't you do it?
Yeah, sure.
Why don't you do it
We'll
like you do it to me? Oh, you don't use the big die on him?
That's my turn.
He already used it for the dice roll. For the going first. Okay, no steal, so Dark Elder turn. Turn 1.
He's just, yeah.
All right, bottom of turn 1, Dark Elder forces moved out from their corner, flat out into the middle. We got a unit of Blood Witches over there, flat out over towards this objective. Basically, you know, if he wants to deal with it and split his forces, then he can. And I'll be happy with that. He's going to bring in 3 drop pods. Usually brings in 3 tacticals, you know, with melt-a-shots in each. He's got 2 Land Raiders over there with melt-a-shots. So, you know, he could down 5 things. But I'm close enough to the objectives to make a big fight if he does. So, you know, he could also drop his 2 Dreadnoughts in with heavy flamers and try and do craziness, which is fine too. I'll be all over it. So, it's kind of just about what he can drop in the first turn. And the game goes from there. So that's what I got going on. We'll see what he brings in. All right, top turn 2. What happened? Ian came in with his 2 drop pods and just blew the shit out of everything that he touched, basically. First off, he popped these witches and pinned them with his 2 multi-melta speeders. So, not starting off great over there. Killed a unit of Trueborn right in the middle with Flamer, pretty much, after he blew him up, right? Other Venom dead. Raider down, so both Witch Raiders down. And then all the stuff back here made all its leadership tests. There's Grizzly trophies around. I don't think we failed any anyway, so it didn't matter. But that's that. So, turn 2, see if I can basically kill everything. Yeah, right. Okay, here we go, everyone. Bottom of turn 2. It's been an extremely active game already. Dark Elder deployed everything on the board, so you know the Salamanders had plenty of stuff to shoot at when they dropped in. Came in, like we said, blew up the Witch Raid over here, pinned these witches. They're unpinned now with his speeders back here. And then, you know, dropped in all these guys. And then basically I just kind of unfolded, put a bunch of stuff into train, didn't lose any vehicles to train, which was really cool. Dropped everyone. I think everyone's out of their transports, right? Everyone's out of their transports. Archon Incubi did big multi-charge up in the middle here into 3 little combat squads, basically. The Witches got in on another combat squad. The Racks over here murdered 3 guys with their liquefier, and then failed their assault. And then the big part of the game was this gold homunculus down in here. He had Shatter Shard, and first thing I shot was a Shatter Shard on his 7-man, you know, Librarian and Vulkan combat team, and killed
Everything.
5 out of 6 guys, or 6 out of 7 guys. So that was a Librarian, Vulkan, everyone but like a Flamer dude. And then the Flamer dude died to a blaster shot. So that was 3 pain tokens for murdering that unit off with the shooting, and then assaulted him. And in the assault, I killed off a little guy, murdered most of 2 other squads, and then chased off a 3rd squad that ran away. So it's been lucrative. You know, and then my shooting, you know, in addition to all the shooting I did over here, I popped Dark Lances over here at these guys, and I'm pretty sure this one on the left is shaken, can't move, can't shoot. The one on the right hit him with lots of lances, ended up wrecking him. So, like I said, very bloody. Top turn 2, Ian's already ran these guys away because they failed combat and only ran a couple inches, and then they were within 6 inches of the Incubi over here. So he kept on running, and now he's got like 3 reserves to roll for. Terminators and you know, 1 big unit of Terminators and 2 Ironclad Dreadnoughts and drop pods. So excellent. Let's see it, Ian. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. Getting into the bottom of turn 3. It's been super bloody at this point, mostly for Ian, but it didn't start that way. He was really pounding on me that first turn. His Dreadnoughts didn't come in, or his Terminators on turn 2, and either did the Dreadnoughts come in on turn 3. So he's got Terminators that he's looking at deep striking at the bottom of 3. And then basically during the Dark Elder turn 3, we just killed off what was left on the board. Shot lots of lances over here at this land speeder. Finally downed it. I think it was the last shot, wrecked it because it went so fast. There was a little tiny squad in here that we shot lots of venom shots at, ended up murdering. The squad that ran away got pounded on by a liquefier. He's not making good liquefier saves. And then the Archon finished him off. And then right in the middle, the witches killed off the last guy who was kind of holding them up. And the incubi just moved around. Probably should have stuck with the Archon, but I thought maybe I was going to freeze charge into a drop pod, but it didn't matter. So that was it. It's been turn 2 and turn 3 really decisive for the Dark Elder, and he doesn't have any troops. Unit of Terminators, 2 Dreadnoughts, 4 drop pods. He can contest the hell out of shit, though, so we gotta be careful about that as far as him trying to tie the game up with shenanigans. But that's it. It's been rough. Putting everything on the board against Ian's drop pod army is definitely a freaking huge gamble, because he could drop 6 things, 8 things maybe if he was really super lucky. 5, maybe even on average with his melt-a-shot. So that was the gamble. That's why I moved towards the middle, so that even if we did get into like a protracted fight, he wasn't stuck on these objectives. But they're definitely drop-podable objectives, so we don't like that. So there we go. He's got these Terminators. He's got to be really strategic about the Terminators, so I don't just murder them the turn they come down, so he can, threaten an objective with them, basically. But anyways, thanks for watching. Check out the blog, shutdownmind.blogspot.com. This is one of our prep games for the Bay Area Open GT 1850 tournament on July 30th and 31st. And, we're in here at Heroes Games and Hobbies on Saturday afternoon, just pumping in the games. There's a bunch of us in here getting in the Warhammer games. See General Odious and High Sorcerer Matt over there. Looks like Matt's having a great time. Thanks again, everyone. All right, turn 4. Not a lot really to talk about. His Terminators came in over here, so I just kind of circled wagons and shot everything at them. Got a couple blaster shots in on this drop pod, which is now wrecked from the Blasterborn, jumped out of the Raider. And then, Incubi, another guy's Archon jumped in this main Raider, which he just dropped his one drop pod, or a Dreadnought, right in behind. They got 3 pain tokens inside there. And then his freaking Terminators took a bunch of wounds from lances and ran like 11 inches, which put him within 5-inch charge of the witches there, which was really cool. So, caught him in combat, and I killed one in combat? I killed one in combat, he killed 2 me. I made my save there, or my leadership check. So that's what's going on. He got a drop pod in, or Dreadnought, and he's got 1 Dreadnought still coming in. He needed 2s just now. He rolled a 1 and a 4. So that's the game right there. As far as Ian doesn't have a lot left, and getting rid of his threats as far as being able to threaten objectives, which makes us feel good on turn 4. So there you go. He's gonna freaking flamer me and melt me, and then we've got a combat. Thanks for watching. Alright, turn 6, everyone. Ian's making a game of it with his Dreadnoughts over here. Basically shot a bunch of Stormbolters over at these witches. Killed one, they made their leadership check. There was 4. I keep losing count of those witches over there. And then, he brought his drop pod in, or his Dreadnought in over here, and then ran it to get over to this objective. So, locked up, hit combat with these Archon Incubi, which no hail air grenade on the Archon. Kind of sucks, but that's how it is. And I don't know. We'll see what we can do to kind of clear him out. I can shoot at this Dreadnought, can't shoot at the other one. I guess that's really it. I got blaster shots, witches over there, so nothing special as far as that goes. Okay, bottom turn 6. We're not gonna finish it up. There's not much to do. Basically, you had this Dreadnought in here that came in and ran around that was threatening this objective, and there's a drop pod that was contesting this objective. So both these objectives were threatened as far as him being able to contest them. And then over here, what he was doing is he was shooting Stormbolters at these witches and trying to make them run away, which I might have barely got him out of range, maybe not, of at least one of the Stormbolters. So he wasn't gonna have a lot of shots, but he could force a test on him maybe. So that's really where it's at. It's on this test, but when I blew up his drop pod or his Dreadnought over here and then it didn't break out of combat, I've held him up. So I've got this objective for sure. There's no way for him to do much about it. I guess it could go to turn 7, but it wouldn't matter because he'll start losing shots and he won't be able to make those witches run away. So that's the game. It's a tough game for Ian after that really turn 2 when I smashed into his stuff and then he didn't get reserves on turn 3. So the no reserves on turn 3 was shitty. But really, the gamble on turn 1 for the Dark Elder is what probably what paid off the most. Concentrating in the middle, and then I was able to just smack him back really hard, and that was kind of the plan. So, and then I knew I'd have to deal with these fucking dreadnoughts, and with them coming in late, it actually made it into a really rough thing. Because if they come in right away, I could have picked an objective and went and taken it probably. Right, Ian wishes he popped some smoke on a dreadnought.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't think he really made any horrible decisions. It was a hard decision at the very beginning of the game whether or not he was going to play some kind of chicken with me and try and take pot shots, or whether he was just going to come in hard and try and pop a bunch of crap. And he tried to come in hard and just pop a bunch of crap. Which you did, right? You blew up 4 vehicles first turn and pinned a squad.
I think it was 4 or 5.
So I was expecting him to drop at least 3, maybe as many as 5, and he had as many shots to take out, probably 8 if he just got lucky on everything. So, tough game. Thanks a lot, Ian. Really appreciate it. We'll be back for more as soon as we can.